don't.
This is my daughter, for those of you who are new.
Hello, everybody.
We're going to just do a family chat today.
Yeah, family chit-chat with the McFates today.
Bring you up to date on our lives.
Mom wants me to talk a little bit about what's going on with me. I have a giant hernia right now, and an open abdomen, so I'm just waiting for my surgery. But I finally found a surgeon who seems really great and has a nice bedside manner, and it says that yes, this is definitely a medical issue, so it needs to be taken care of probably in about a month, and that was about a week ago. So
do you not have a second hernia too that you're hoping he's going to do it?
Well, they're going to do both. I have one up here, actually, like up under my rib cage, I guess, and then the open abdomen is a different kind of bowel hernia.
Right.
So this one up here is like, I think it's, I don't know, a ventral hernia or something.
It's going to be a long. It's going to be a long recovery for you though. Like.
Yeah, it's very major surgery. It's open abdomen from basically the bottom up to the top, above my belly button. The last one was just an incision to my belly button to remove all the stuff that they've removed in the last 2 operations. But because I've had 2 operations so close together, that the abdomen did not heal. So I now have a giant gap with loops of bowel coming out, and I'm not really sure if anybody can really see, but I have a big belly. And I'm not pregnant. So,
Oh, she didn't do that.
so anyway, I'm looking forward to having this bowel baby delivered and getting on with life so we can just keep swimming, you know? Got a new tattoo. I just keep swimming.
That's her new motto.
It's from Finding Nemo, which I already have a Dory tattoo here, and now I've got a new Finding Nemo tattoo.
Aren't they cute?
This is Nemo and Dory, and just keep swimming, because it's wonderful advice.
I have a tattoo on my back too, but I don't think they can see it.
Sure they can.
You help me show where it is.
There we go. That's Mom's big tattoo there. It says family, and it's just a swirl of water and little dolphins with our initials in each dolphin there.
And I'm dreading the fact that I have to add another initial in there because Calvin Ashley just had a baby. Well, a year ago.
She's going to add Finn's initial into her tattoo. So
yeah.
I said we'll probably just, add another dolphin or something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Maybe the guy will put a baby dolphin in.
Maybe there'll be a little baby dolphin on the
dolphin,
outside. That's
yeah.
a great idea, actually.
Yeah, so we'll have to take care of that.
Add Finn to the tattoo.
Yeah. So.
Oh man, he's adorable. He was over the other day and he just loves to, like, I got him a little slide for his own yard, a little ladder up, a little tight slide, and apparently he just loves it. He's playing on it all the time.
Hit the hat that he had on. I said,
it says buddy on his little ball cap.
Oh.
He's so adorable. He is a little buddy, just a little man now, walking along.
He is, you know what, it sounds terrible when you're the grandma and you're saying, oh, he's so cute, he's so cute. He is so cute.
He is really, really cute. We should insert a picture of him at the end of this.
We will. We'll
just for cuteness' sake.
We'll insert a picture. Maybe I'll do one of the short little videos that we have, a 20-second video in here. You know,
one of the Finn playing on his slide videos or something.
Yeah, that would be good.
Well, also, Mom's coming up into, we're waiting for appointments to set up this new thing for her called Do a Dopa. And
you get that, you get to do some dopa.
Yeah, you're doing dope. It's the same dope you've been doing this whole time.
It's the very same drug.
It's the very same levodopa carbidopa, only instead of taking 3 pills every 3 hours, it will be administered right into her intestine, because sometimes the stomach enzymes don't break down it in time, and sometimes whole doses don't even work. So this bypasses the stomach, the way you swallow pills, and they normally break down in the stomach. This will bypass the stomach and put the levodopa right into her intestinal system, so it will be a consistent level. So we're really praying and hoping that it...
Mind you, I misunderstood it a little bit. I thought that it was an experimental thing.
No,
because there was only 35 people in Calgary, so I thought it was experimental, but it's not. Apparently,
it's an approved drug. Yeah. Definitely, it's been approved by the Canadian FDA or whatever.
I think it's just because it's invasive that it's not the same as just giving somebody some tablets. It's invasive because once you've got this stoma in, it's going to be in there for the rest of your life unless you change your mind.
Unless you remove it,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But I think that, no, it's not, it's only that it's used by 35 people in all of Calgary, because probably only 35 people are at the point in their Parkinson's that they need 18 pills per day. You know what I mean? And when you get to that point, when you're taking 18 pills per day, and you get a lot of up and down swing, that's when something like this becomes an option.
Well, and the thing is, they do have other things that you can try, and I have already tried them. One that antagonist put me in the hospital,
Yeah.
and we couldn't take that anymore. And the patch, we all know that was a failure for me.
Mom's stomach is quite intolerant of some new medications, so she gets very sick in her stomach for any sort of narcotic or anything. She gets this hot burning poker. So this, I think, bypassing the stomach and giving your levodopa consistently.
And I think also that because it's so expensive, they're not really wanting to cover for hundreds of people to be taking it. Like, you need to need it.
You need to need it, exactly. That's why there's a bunch of different people that you have to talk to before you can get on something like this. But I'm really looking forward to
she did say one, or
the upside.
He did say one thing. He said that the stoma and the tube thing that's in there, it can also be used for feeding if you get to the point where you're not swallowing good and whatnot. And I choke a lot, so it could come that someday that would be something we'd have to look at. But
I think what they're saying is you could attach a feeding tube to the stoma, or the levodopa tube. You know what I mean? Yeah. But at this point, you're still cooking and eating and everything.
But I just have to be careful right now. I choke very easily. So.
And it's funny that they said no celery because of the little strings, because it gets caught up in this little tube that goes down your intestine, I guess. So,
but Claudine had never heard of peeling the strings off. I do it.
Yeah, she said she just.
I'll show you how. You keep talking. I'm just going to show them how. You're
going to peel strings on celery right now.
Yep.
Okay, so she's going to peel strings on celery right now to show us how easy it is. And she'll have to, I'm glad it's easy because we'll be doing this going forward because Mom loves celery. She puts it in everything. She puts that shit in everything.
It's great. Very hot. This chair is very movable.
Okay.
Okay. I'm going to come up here so you can see me. Okay, you see? There we are. And these are the strings. So I'm just going to get a hold of
the camera.
Oh, I'm not.
No, there we go.
Look.
Look at that.
Strings gone.
Strings be gone. Well, all that needs is a little bit of peanut butter now. Or cheese whiz with raisins. Remember ants on a log?
Ants on a log, yes.
Ants on a log. All the fun ways we feed our children. When Ivy was little, I used to put an assortment into an ice cube tray because she didn't really want much of anything.
Yeah.
So there was a strawberry in one, and a grape in one, and 4 Cheerios in one, and a cracker in one, and peanut butter in one.
She grazed through the day.
She grazed on her little assortment there.
Cal did that too. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm just making it through the days, plugging along, feel sort of fat and bloated, but other than that, I'm just getting tired of waiting. But
we're trying to find a place that we can live, and
it's
not
difficult.
Not having a great deal of luck with that.
Even though I'm having surgery, I still have lots of people that can help with the move and whatnot. So if we come across a place that will work, we're still going to jump on it, even if I'm mid-surgery or whatever. So because we need to, because Mom's at that point. And honestly, I just can't wait to live with Mom. I can't wait. She says I have a zoo, that she's, it's going to be harder for her to live in my zoo. But
remember I said there was something else to talk about? It was that silly bird of yours.
Oh, my bird.
You talk about the zoo.
Yoshi. It's a sad story, actually, about Yoshi.
We shouldn't laugh. It's a sad story.
I've had this parakeet for about 8 years now. He's about 8 years old, and they can live till about 20 years old. And he talks, he says a bunch of words, and he whistles, and he's a pretty cool bird. Well, 2 years ago, I got a second parakeet. I named her Maggie. She was a little green one, so pretty. Well, Maggie and Yoshi fell in love instantly, and they were an extremely bonded pair. Except for Maggie was female, and I had never realized about birds laying eggs. And so it started this crazy egg-laying cycle where she wasn't being a good mom. She wasn't taking care of these eggs. She's abandoned them. She'd peck them open. She'd drop them from the top perch so they just smashed down to the ground. And I was thinking how horrible this is, right? But anyway, she was struggling a couple months back with one of her eggs. She was laboring, literally, with this egg and couldn't get it out. So I watched on YouTube a bunch of ways to gently help ease the egg out of
it's called egg bound.
It's being egg bound. My parakeet was egg bound. So, but she wasn't really hand tame to come on my hand. So when I grabbed her to bring her out of the cage, I was trying to be very careful, but she was scared and flighty and panicky. The egg broke, unfortunately, and as I was trying to get the pieces of egg out, she passed away, and it was very tragic at the time.
Oh, it was terrible.
I felt like she would have died if she couldn't pass the egg, so I was trying to help, but then I sort of killed her, and she died.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I felt really horrible. But anyway, to make the long story short, Yoshi is now lonely and screaming like this really loud shriek. It's like a one...
He totally misses Maggie.
Honestly, Mom and I were on a video call. She says, I can't hear you. Like, you sound like you're calling from a bird sanctuary. And I sort of am.
But I mean, you feel bad for him being...
So now he wants constant attention from me. So I got him a little...
Well, you were saying that Maggie wasn't able to come on your hand, but Yoshi
was hand tamed. So
Yes.
Yoshi, he'll come out of my finger. He'll sit on my shoulder. I got him a little... sort of a play gym for the middle of the kitchen table, so he can just sort of sit on his thing on the kitchen table and be with us.
It's so funny because the dog and the cat interact with the bird all the time. Like the cat comes and sits right beside the bird. I've seen the dog and the bird kissing each other.
Yeah.
It's like
They all are friends, and it's open door policy. You know what I mean? They're all friends. In fact, Yoshi, the bird, he had sort of had enough of Mary Jane, my beautiful calico cat, trying to sort of smell him and be interested in him. So he turned around and bit Mary Jane right on the nose. And Mary Jane came back, and her feelings were hurt. She couldn't believe that she was just trying to be his friend, and he pecked her in the nose. So off she goes, right? She'll just lay down with the dog for a little while if that's how the bird's going to be.
Yep.
So anyway, I borrowed my neighbor's bird for last night was our first night because she had 3 budgies, and one of them was sort of the third wheel in their trio, right? I said, well, let's see how he does over at my place, but it's not going to solve the problem. I can tell you right now. Now I just have 2 birds yelling at each other.
And she says they speak different languages because they have totally different sounds. They're totally different birds.
The budgie has this little like kind of a warbly voice, and it's sort of a softer chirp. And then my parakeet, he just has this shrill top of his voice. And also I realized that Yoshi's quite a bit bigger than this other little budgie, so it wouldn't ever be a good match as far as pairing them together.
Right now they're not in the same cage. The cages are
side by side, so I could see how, if it maybe shut Yoshi up a little bit. That's all I really wanted, was a quieter bird.
And you tried putting the mirror in.
I took a mirror and I put the mirror in, but still, without Maggie, without a second bird, he likes to talk to himself in the mirror, but he really wants my attention all the time.
Yeah.
And it's getting
And the thing
a
is,
bit much.
he can be shrilly and making all the sound, and Claudia will go over, put him on the shoulder, and
Quiet.
he's just totally quiet.
He just wants to sit here.
That's all that he wants, is to sit there all the time. So, but now this ought to be interesting when we're in the same house, because I'm terrified of birds. Terrified, absolutely terrified of them.
I think once you hear a little blue bird saying, good morning, that's a pretty bird. Hi, Yoshi.
Not you.
Well, when I say I'm terrified of birds, let's put it in perspective. We had a cockatiel. The kids wanted a bird, and I said, as long as it's in the cage, we can have a bird.
I was so young, I barely remember.
Well, the cage fell over one day, the door came open, and the cockatiel got out. And I was home without the kids.
Yep.
I went into the bathroom.
You know what? Kel was home with you. He was a baby.
He was a baby.
Remember, because you called our little neighbor boy across the street to come and get this bird.
I said to him, I said, Cal, come. I took a snack. I took Cal. We went into the bathroom. I closed the door. I had the portable phone with me. I phoned the neighbor. Said, the door's unlocked. DJ, can you come over? The bird is loose.
Catch him, put him in his cage,
Put him in his cage. He goes, well, why can't you? And I said, because I'm terrified of him. He goes, it's your pet. And I said,
Speaking of a cockatiel, do you know what I just read the other day? Somebody posted on Marketplace that they lost their cockatiel in the Dover area. And then later somebody posted that they found a cockatiel in the Riverbend area, which is like probably 6 kilometers as the crow flies to get. So this cockatiel literally in like 3 days flew 6 kilometers from Dover to Riverbend.
Did they get it back?
And they got it back. Yeah, this person caught it because it was a friendly cockatiel and posted, did anybody miss this bird? And they found out it was the same bird or whatever and got their bird back. But that was a heck of a trek.
Yeah, for sure.
That was a heck of a trek.
I remember the day that somebody had put it on the news that they had lost their snake, and it was some giant snake or something, and it was in Edmonton, it was not the warmest of weather,
Yeah.
and winter coming up, and they said this snake is not going to make it,
Yeah.
and somebody found it curled up on the top of their garbage can,
Yeah. Trying to keep warm.
but
Yeah. But I bet you he was happy to get that back.
I would say that the person who found it probably had the start of a lifetime.
What, years ago, my cat Shady, I don't have her anymore, she actually brought home, she was an outside cat, a pink snake.
A pink snake.
But it was not long, like it was maybe this long, but it was a pink snake. And I was like, there's no way this is just a wild garter snake or something. This is somebody's baby ball python or something.
Yeah.
So anyway, we kept it. So anyway, we kept it. Actually, we gave it to a friend of a friend who had more snakes or whatever. But I was like, oh my God. And then I felt actually kind of bad. I shouldn't even tell this part. But a few days later, there was a kid going around in the cul-de-sac. Has anybody seen a snake? My mom's so mad at me. We just said, no, sorry.
Oh, buddy.
This is 20 years ago now. Literally 20 years ago now.
You wouldn't do that now, would you?
I would never do that now, but I was a kid then, you know?
I have to say, my family, they all are huge pet people.
Mm-hmm.
I can't tell you how many pets have been rescued. I'm not a huge pet person. I really am not. But I had cats and hamsters and dogs and birds and snakes and you name it walking around. But
I drew the line at the ferrets, actually. When Ivy came home with 2 ferrets, I said, no, you can have those at your dad's house, but the smell of them, I found it really funny. She was like, Mom, they're so cute. Just come to Petland with me and I'll show you a ferret. Then you'll love them and allow me to have them. And so I held this thing and I was like, yep, it's really cute. Like I'll give you that. It's a furry little weasel. It's got a cute little face. It's cute. But my hands stunk.
yeah.
After just holding it for a few minutes, the smell of this animal, I couldn't get rid of the
And
smell of it. I said, no way.
When they get loose, they'll hide in all sorts of places in your house.
Well, there was that week that I watched the 2 of them. I had them in the spare room with the door closed and they could get in and out of their cage. But honestly, in that week, they ate baseboards, they sprayed shit up the wall. It was really awful. Like, I said, no more ferrets, like never again.
I have to, Ivy, Claudine's daughter Ivy, she was going to work one day and there was a dog running loose on the highway.
Mm-hmm.
And here is this 24-year-old young girl out trying to catch this dog so it didn't get hit by a car.
Yeah.
And she's on her way to work and she's trying to rescue the dog.
Yeah, somebody else showed up and helped her with that dog, actually, and then they took it to the animal hospital. But, yeah, so she could get to work. But, yeah, no, we'll stop anytime. And, you know, one time when Ivy was little, she was on her way to school. She walked to school, and she just left about 5 minutes ago. And then I hear her come back in the front door, and she's got this little orange kitten in her hand. And she says, Mom, I found this kitten at the park. I think it's lost, right? And I said, okay, well, I'll take care of it then. You just go back to school, right? So I'm holding this little kitten, expecting her to go back out the door and back to school. And then I'm thinking I'm just going to go release it in the park so it can get home from wherever it came from, right? Well, as soon as my dog, I had a golden retriever at the time, as soon as my dog came out to see like what the thing was, this cat was so afraid of a dog, it like latched onto me and literally I was trying to peel it off of me and it was attached to my arm and it was like kicking back on my legs with its arm and literally I had to like throw it. It wouldn't come off my arm. And then this cat's like freaking out trying to get away from the dog and it was a whole huge scene. And I had to go get a tetanus shot because it literally ripped me up.
Do you remember the day that you stopped because you saw a fur ball on the road?
Oh, the squirrel fur
Yes.
ball. That was a crazy thing too. Like 5 baby squirrels, but they're almost grown, but their tails are all tangled together in this.
They would have died, for sure.
There was actually a dead one in it, actually.
Oh.
And they're sort of dragging it around, trying to get away from each other. Somebody once told me that squirrel mothers tangle their tails together in a mass of something so that they can't escape, so that they can't get away from the nest or whatever, but I don't know if that's actually true.
I don't know.
Maybe they just get tangled, but another lady stopped. She had a box in her car. We got it in the box, and she took them down to the animal hospital. But not sure what they'll do with those.
Yeah, no, I don't know because they're wild animals.
Squirrel would be scary.
Yeah, for sure.
I would want squirrel, you know.
Well, we definitely have animal stories in our life.
Lots of animal stories.
That's right.
Yeah.
What about the time you put the box on your head?
Oh, I wore a box when I was having coffee. Yes, because
I have a picture of you in the park. with a box over your head. Oh no, it's a basket.
It was a basket.
In that picture, yeah. There's birds overhead.
I went to my cousin's house and her bird was loose. And so I said, I'm coming for coffee, but I just brought a box. And I put it on my head and I sat there and she goes, what's the box for? I said, if that bird lands on me, it's not landing in my hair.
Right?
I don't know how to tie this one in. I was going to tell a story about my dad. And it doesn't tie into anything that we're talking about, so this is going to be completely off subject. There, you tied it in.
I'm trying to make a segue.
My dad one time had hiccups for 3 days. 3 days. His chest was so sore. We had tried everything for it. I mean, it's like Mom
scared him, you know,
Mom,
jumping out from behind.
Mom says to him one time, I hear if you drink water upside down. And he says, upside down? And she says, lay on the couch and put your head down towards the carpet.
Yeah.
So he's laying on the couch, he's got his head backwards. And she comes with water and she practically choked him. Oh my God.
I actually don't know how that can be done. It seems like
It would
physically
drown you.
impossible. When you're upside, it would go down the top.
That's exactly what happens. You drown yourself.
So how do you drink water? Maybe with a straw?
I think people were just giving them all kinds of suggestions.
Well, I've heard the scaring people, you know.
Yep, jumping out and scaring people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ivy used to always do that to me. She used to jump out and scare me.
I saw a TikTok where the person was baking something in the kitchen and had the flour out. And all of a sudden loud music came roaring into the kitchen and she had the flour and she just threw it. And it was like, there was flour.
It startled her.
There was flour everywhere. And you could hear her husband just killing himself.
What, he had turned on the music?
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh yeah. And it's a whole thing on TikTok. Like there was a whole bunch of different people who was doing it. It's the same piece of music. So
that are startling their partner with it for a prank.
That's right. Oh my goodness. Well, I think that's pretty much our update on everything.
It's been a wonderful chat day with you.
Yes. Mm-hmm. See, you know what? I like to have coffee with her, but she's always here doing stuff for us, and we don't get to sit and have coffee. This is my way of getting a sit and have coffee.
And look, I even brought coffee, but Mom wanted iced coffee today.
Yes,
so.
we do. In a paper straw. Ugh.
The cardboard straws. I mean, I'm all for saving the planet, but these
I
cardboard
could
straws.
have changed the straw, but I thought it would be sweet. So I think that we'll just say bye for now.
Thanks for hanging out with us today. Hope you enjoyed our little show.
I'm just going to turn you just 1 second just to say hello to Bill because he is here. Let me just turn you around. There you go.
There we go.
Oh, okay, I'm off balance here.
Back to
All
the
right,
chair.
I'm going to just say goodbye for now. See you tomorrow.
Put the rocks on the slide. You got the rocks on a slide? You climb up the slide.
Oh yeah, that